I mean, I guess the season's kind of over.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. We have to wait like 90 days until the next time we see the cars on track. I will truly miss the chaos. That's a long, long way away. But I think we should kind of reflect on everything that's happened this season so far. You know, there's been the championship battle. There's been a kind of a fraudulent championship battle. There's been other stuff going on which have kind of been pushed to the side and kind of ignored because other things are more important. So, with that said, every team has had their struggles this year.
No, God, please, no!
Every team has had their glory this year. So, I guess here's the video. Enjoy. Love you all. And God bless. Williams. You see those videos that used to pop up in like 2017 on your YouTube recommended like Russian car crash compilations? I'm pretty sure I saw more crashes in the Williams cars this year than I did ever watching any of those crash compilations in Russia. Because to say that Williams' season was shocking, it was shocking. Not only did they have the failures of Logan Sargent, they had the failures of Alex Albon, they had the failures of Colapinto. Every driver kind of peaked. Every driver also had a massive downfall. The car was absolutely slow. The car was slower than a Turtle. Now they do say Turtle wins the race against the Hare, right? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. No, Williams was not winning a single race. They barely scored points, and it was utter treachery.
You will finish the Qatar Grand Prix, my son. Still hasn't seen the checkered flag since Azerbaijan.
If it wasn't raining on the track, it was raining tears in the garage. Because that's how bad they were. They scored 1 or 2 points, and that was it. Everything else was just crashes upon crashes. And failures upon failures. Good morning, beautiful people on the internet. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, let's... Hey, subscribe, like, I don't know, maybe if you enjoy the video, maybe if you enjoy my content, subscribe, like, that'll be cool. Comment something down below whether you think that I missed anything in the video. I don't know, do that. Let me know about your day. You guys are cool. I love you all. Thank you for subscribing if you do, and if not, that's cool, I guess. Anyway, enjoy the video. Aston Martin. Do you guys remember Aston Martin? They were kind of cooking last year. Alonso was scoring podiums upon podiums, more podiums than Ferrari, than Mercedes and McLaren all combined. Alonso was there. I mean, he nearly won the Monaco Grand Prix. That is an achievement for an ancient statue from the Mayan times. However, they managed to finish off the season 5th thanks to Lance Stroll and his incompetence to score points or even finish a race on some occasions. He was in the wall a couple times. However, 5th place, that's not half bad. Best of the rest, if you will. This season, Lance Stroll didn't crash out as much. He had his incompetent moments when he rear-ended Daniel Ricciardo. That was very sus. And there was a couple other here and there. I mean, do I really need to say any more after this guy gets stuck in the gravel on his own? However, they still finished 5th. On paper, equal seasons. But the points really tell the story because last year, Aston Martin had like nearly 300. This year, Aston Martin barely had 100. It was absolute shockingness. At the start of the season, they might have started all right, finishing in the points sometimes. But nearer the end, they were maybe even the 8th, 9th, maybe sometimes the 10th best team on the grid. And that's a team that is bringing in Adrian Newey and Alonso. It's a bit questionable how last year they were scoring podiums and now they're here. Alpine. I feel like Alpine, their two drivers, Ocon and Gasly, have kind of been together the entire season. Talk about Bahrain, P19 and P20 in qualifying. That's what I call Alpine boys sticking together. Talk about Monaco, when they literally stuck together.
Now, if I were in my car, I'd look at that space and go, well, that's too small. And then I'd go find another. But that's not what a French person would do.
Unbelievable, man. I don't understand what he was doing.
And then talk about Brazil, when they literally got on to the podium together. Now, talk about a roller coaster of emotions of a season. That is a roller coaster of emotions. Shit, P19, P20, awful crashes, to, oh my gosh, Alpine, they've done something for the first time in a long, long while. Congratulations. But soon after that, Aston Martin decides to leave. Or gets booted out, and he doesn't compete in Abu Dhabi. So I guess they didn't finish the season together as everybody thought they did, or would. So that's Alpine for you.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch! Woo!
Ferrari, Ferrari, Ferrari. Forza Ferrari. You see, every single year, I know a Ferrari fan or Ferrari fanboy or fangirl has a little whiteboard or a chalkboard in their room where they put the year and then hope for the Ferrari championship so they can tick off the year. However, each year since I don't know how long, it's been decades, they've crossed out that year and said to themselves, maybe next year.
Alright, Haas. Haas a lot. Thank you so much to everybody for all the effort you've put into this year. It wasn't enough, but yeah, next year it will be, I'm sure. Yeah, thank you again for all the hard work, for never giving up, and yeah, it hurts a lot. I really wish we could have won also for the last season with Carlos, and yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with him, and I wish him the best, and yeah, thank you again for everything, and I'm sorry that today wasn't enough.
Ferrari this year started off well. Wins, podiums, they were frying on points. Leclerc kind of fumbled mid-season, and then I guess Carlos Sainz kind of lost them the championship in Baku when he crashed out. Joke, but they kind of only needed like 8 or something more points to win the championship, which they fumbled in Abu Dhabi. Not really, because Charles Leclerc had an absolute stonker, and Carlos Sainz did what he could. Next year will be Ferrari's year. I don't know how they've been saying that for decades, and they've always just been so close, yet so far. Oh, and Carlos got dropped. He was like one of the best drivers on the grid, and Lewis Hamilton's replacing him. Maybe washed. I don't know. We'll find out. Real roller coaster as well. Sauber. Kick steak. Now, I don't know what's slower, me walking to Afghanistan from where I live in England, or a Sauber pit stop, or even the Sauber car. The entire season, Sauber has been the worst car on the grid. Now, you think of 2021 Haas was awful. You know, crashes upon crashes and slow cars upon slow cars. No. I don't think that even comes close to the Sauber of this year. Zhou Guanyu did cook up in Qatar and score P8. But that was the only points they scored the entire season. Their pit stops were like 40 seconds long. That was like 40 seconds is how much they take to get through Sector 1 sometimes. That's how poor it was. They had a 10-time race winner in Valtteri Bottas, and he didn't cook up anything. On the last race in Abu Dhabi, he locked his brakes up going straight on. That might have been the fastest he's ever taken a corner. It seems like his Formula 1 career is over, but with that move and the bowling move he did in Hungary 2021, I see he might have a different career in a different sport. Bowling. In that car. Because it was, I don't know how you can spend an entire year developing a car and just fail. Anyway, that was the word to describe Sauber. Failure. Mercedes. Now, I haven't seen a more bipolar season by a driver. I don't know. I guess we see a bipolar season every year. But anyways, for the sake of the video and for the sake of me hyping it all up, I haven't seen a more bipolar driver combination with team in ages. Lies, you know. Anyways, but Lewis Hamilton this year has actually been kind of on the edge, on the fence. The entire season, it was like, I don't know what to expect from this guy. He might be old, he might be brittle, he might nearly be crippled. However, there's times where you can win Silverstone, win Spa, get podiums, but there's times where he could qualify P18. There's times where he could give up mid-race and say, guys, it's time to box. I've been shit, I've been ass, I don't know, I can't move the car around. I don't know. It's been a bit weird. Sometimes he crashes out. He hasn't done that in how long? I don't know, age might be getting to him, but he can still pull out performances like what he did in Abu Dhabi or Britain or Belgium. I don't know. George Russell might have won a couple races, but his ego has been fueled to the point where now he's fighting Verstappen, just like Esteban Ocon was fighting Verstappen in 2018 Brazil. It's a shit show, it's a clown show, and Red Bull versus Mercedes are a thing again. So, there's that. Red Bull. Speaking of Red Bull, well, the start of the season was typical old Verstappen. You might have congratulated Lando for getting his first win, good on you, but then he crashes Lando out a couple times, and that's really the end of the story. It was meant to be a championship battle, Lando fumbled, Verstappen wins by like a couple races, and so many more points. So with that, surely Red Bull wraps up the championship, right? Verstappen's won with many races to go, many points in hand. No, because Sergio Perez this season has been literally worse than the Saubers, I guess.
Posito fucking going into the fucking wall. Break time. Let's fucking go. I'm not getting eliminated in Q2 again by some pesky Red Bull one. Ole torro. Corny how do we cut the match?
By breaking later maybe?
It's sideless. Ah fuck, someone hit me. I got one more in me.
I told you you were okay.
Now I ain't getting eliminated again. Ole. Hijo de puta Albon, your mom so fat she could sensei, Gasly fuck off please.
Are you the mean Koski?
Now I just need to cut the match.
With this driving catch in Formula Car.
But wait! There's more!
No weather. That was so much. Fuck suck.
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit.
Fuck suck for me, I'm stuck what do.
You'll go to the back of the grid, you imbecile.
Fuck. I need to send it more to cut the max. Posit not the grave.
If we're saying that Sauber had a bad season, then I don't even know what Sergio Perez had. You look at Red Bull, you expect a Red Bull to be winning races. No. By maybe the 5th race of the season, we all expected Sergio Perez to qualify P18, to crash out mid-race, to not score any points. In the last, 10 races, he might have scored 12 points combined. It's been that turmoil. I could say the word crash, and in that time, Sergio Perez would be out of the race. The race hasn't even started, and he might be out. Red Bull fumbled the Constructors... No. Perez fumbled the Constructors' Championship. He literally barely scored any podiums, and Verstappen won like 9 races. That is what I call absolutely tragic. McLaren. I mean, speaking of Constructors' Championships, McLaren did manage to win, but they nearly didn't, because in the last race in Abu Dhabi, Verstappen decides to send it down on Oscar Piastri, spinning him out, going into a little pirouette. I don't know whether he thinks he's on the next step. I don't know whether he thinks he's a ballerina somewhere in London, in some show, in some theatre. Guess what? He's not. He's a driver, and Oscar Piastri had some words to say about that move. And that was a move of a world champion. Yet the pressure was on Lando to win that Constructors' Championship. And he kind of dealt with the pressure well, because he won the race and therefore won the Constructors' Championship. That might be the first time he's ever dealt with pressure well this season, because every other race he was under pressure to, hey, I need to win because that's the only way I can win the drivers. Well, he fumbled. The start, the mid-race, the pit stops, the finish, the everything. But I guess he did something right. And I guess ego got the best of him as well, because now he thinks that he can win next year. I don't know. Find out next time. Stay tuned. Blah, blah, blah. Haas. You guys remember Osama bin Laden? You know, you're boo, bad guy, boo. However, I think we might have had a reenactment of Osama bin Laden's terrorism currently in Formula 1. Well, not currently, but we had a driver who was currently reenacting Osama bin Laden's works. I'm not talking about George Russell. He did his fair share of bad things. However, I do think there's another driver called Kevin Magnussen who, well, he did terrorize the field. There was Alex Albon in Saudi Arabia. There was Yuki Tsunoda in China, Hamilton in Miami. Listen, I could go on forever. To the point where he got a race ban. To the point where he couldn't race a couple races because he got sick. To the point where he even got dropped from a seat because he was too much of a terrorist. Now, that might have helped his teammate to score many points, and that nearly helped them get P6 in the Constructors. However, that didn't, and I guess both of their careers ended in Haas, because now they got two new drivers. Esteban Ocon, who is arguably more of a terrorist, teammate-wise, and who knows, maybe he'll abuse and abuse Ollie Bannon. I don't know. RB. And last but not least, the slut of the entire grid, RB, who runs through drivers more than a fucking 16-year-old female going to parties every single day and just sleeping with everybody. RB has gone through Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, Lawson. They might get Perez, De Vries. That's like, in 2 seasons, they've gone through 5 drivers. That is kind of mad to think about. However, Ricciardo got dropped, poor performances, blah, blah, blah. Yuki Tsunoda thought he can get to Red Bull. I don't know about that. He kind of cries like a baby. Liam Lawson might be getting the Red Bull call-up. Well, because you know what happened to Sergio Perez. And I wouldn't even give Sergio Perez that seat in RB, because what's the point? If he's doing worse than Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull, I don't know what he's going to be pulling up, what he's going to be doing in that RB. It is literally going to be the worst thing known to man. So maybe stay away. Maybe give it to Isaac Hadjar and let another rookie fumble and then have to get someone else. And the cycle continues. Anyways, subscribe, like, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Have a safe and nice day. Don't go like, and you can't watch other videos. Comment something cool because I love you all and thank you for watching and peace.
That's all, folks.